Welcome to Interval Drinks
with your tipsy thespian pals, Chris
and SLP.
Book of Mormon! Hello! How are you?
I'm fine.
It's
How
really
are you?
good to see you again.
I haven't seen you in so long. Tell me all about your life.
Well, all about my life? Well, nothing's changed other than I've still got a broken tooth, I've still got a bad back, and I've still piled on the lockdown weight, but I can't believe we're talking about the Matt Stone and Trey Parker musical, The Book of Mormon.
The Book of Mormon.
Isn't that amazing? And of course, we don't want to disappoint the fans.
No.
We do have a themed cocktail.
We do.
And here it
What do we
is.
have?
What is this?
What do we have?
This?
What do we have?
Yes!
Shut up!
Yeah,
I know what this is called.
This is amazing.
I know what this is called. This is amazing. God bless! Can you see this, guys?
This is absolutely
Can you
incredible.
see that?
I love that.
Do you know what this is called, Chris?
What, the cocktail?
Wed with salvation.
Wet with salvation. Never was a truer word said. And
Oh, wow.
my God, that is
Thank you,
incredible.
Marvin.
I love the fact. I love this. This is amazing.
This is beautiful.
This is absolutely
Oh, God, I
amazing.
want this in my life
Before
all the
we start
time.
the podcast, I must say this has definitely got to be a parental advisory.
Agreed. Explicit.
Especially the song that
sorry.
I won't mention the words of today, but once was voted the most offensive song in the whole of musical theatre. And I'm sure you can guess what song.
Is that
Thank you. I'm talking about. Closely followed, I guess, by some of the songs from Jerry Springer the Opera, because they are very, very, very near the knuckle.
It's so explicit.
They take the knuckle and they fist punch a window. I don't know where that
I
was
don't know
going.
where.
But yeah.
This is really tasty, Chris.
It's really good. But
God bless Vox Box,
God
where we're
bless the Vox
filming
Box.
this.
Hull's Premier.
Hull's Premier Karaoke Bar. Thank you very much. Sing, dance, drink. They're
That's
my three
almost
favourite
like
things to
a
do.
Long Island iced tea, which has got a concoction of every kind of spirit going. I'm guessing
This
that's
is
a little
beautiful.
bit stronger.
God bless.
Utterly bonkers.
In love with
Written,
this.
of course, by the creators of
South Park.
Matt Stone and Trey Parker.
Had you told me before this musical came out that there was going to be a musical by the creators of South Park, I would have laughed in your face,
Oh.
Chris. I would have gone, ha 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 ha, no way.
So you're not familiar with Cannibal the musical?
What?
Cannibal the musical
this?
was written way before Book of Mormon.
By the same guys?
By the same guys. The sky
Tell
is
me-
blue
tell me
and
right
all
now.
the leaves are green. Oh, it's great. It's a total, like, it doesn't
Cannibal
blow Book
the
of Mormon out
musical.
the water, but it does blow the musical theatre genre
Right.
out of the water. It's incredible. I'm going to get you to listen to Cannibal the musical.
Please
It's
do.
beautiful. It's hilarious, and yeah, it's definitely near the knuckle. It's brilliant and bonkers. I actually went to see Book of Mormon
Yes,
with
yes.
my mum. And
You didn't.
I did.
Chris.
And I would definitely not encourage anybody to do that. There were times that I was cringing for all the good reasons because I adored it, but then just couldn't help but think, what is my mum thinking? My mum ended up loving it. It's wonderful.
I mean,
and
she's a wonderful woman.
She is a wonderful woman, of course she is. And yeah, I'm going to give a shout out to her, given that Mother's Day is on its way.
it is. Or it may have
When I
passed,
asked
depending on when we can
Mum
bring
what
this
she
out.
thought of it, she didn't go into too much depth, being the lady she is, but she said it's the best tap dancing she's ever seen on a West End stage. And I said, oh wow, I'll go with that. And
What are your thoughts on that? Because you're quite the tapper.
I am a tapper. I
Yeah?
tap, or I was a tapper. I do tap. I tap. I run an adult tap dancing troupe.
What's the big tap number in this? Is it turn it off?
Turn it off.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's
And
incredible.
How would you describe the tap in this then? Is it I can't think of the word. Is it difficult?
It's
Or is it
tricky.
quite
There's some
standard
really
stuff?
tricky time sets in there.
Yeah.
But what I would add to that is this is definitely and borrowed from the Broadway production. And the tap is still the same. Only in shows that I've seen recently, like Anything Goes, 42nd Street, and Book of Mormon, which warrant that brilliant sort of taps. Some of the shows that I've seen in London, and I think I've mentioned this before in previous podcasts, the tap dancing isn't as good as you would see on an American stage.
Oh.
So I definitely think the choreography is definitely borrowed borrowed from that. I become obsessed with songs from shows.
I do.
And
I so feel you there.
I get shows and I love them, but then the songs that I just have to come to time and time again. A Boy Like That from West Side Story, for example, is absolutely iconic.
Yeah.
There's a lesser known song, because it only appears in the stage show, called Hooverville from Annie. Today we're living in a shanty. I don't know how familiar you are with the stage show, but what a cracking number that is. And obviously the opening song from Pippin, which I absolutely adore. And Corner of the Sky, in fact, from Pippin. But with Book of Mormon, it's Salt Lake City for me. And that's a song that I have to revisit all the time. It's utterly wonderful, utterly fabulous, utterly popular.
Isn't it?
And it's kind of similar to A Fine Fine Line in Avenue Q.
It is!
Clue.
Oh,
Clues
God.
in Avenue Q. It's a very similar sort of, you get the big brashy, offensive, in-your-face numbers, and then all of a sudden there's this tender moment in the show, like Fine Fine Line, like Salt Lake City, and...
Oh, you know what, Chris? I was trying to think of what... Sorry, when I was researching the show, I knew that there was something in my head about Salt Lake City, and I knew that there was a song that was related to it, and I couldn't place what it is, and you've just placed it for me.
That's amazing.
It absolutely is Fine Fine Line from Avenue Q.
It sits perfectly in the show.
Perfect
just
comparison.
as Fine Fine Line sits
It is, and it's that sort of nice pullback that you need.
Yeah, you absolutely need that.
Oh, God. I love that. I love that.
Yeah, I mean, and it totally, just going off track a little bit, the Book of Mormon totally made a star of Josh Gad, didn't it? With,
gosh, yes.
I mean, look at his career now.
Yeah.
This is going back to the days of Adina Menzel in Rent.
You're
and look
right.
where she's come.
Can I also add one in as well? Ben Platt.
Oh, Ben Platt,
of course. You know, Dear and Handsome fame.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I've seen, I know I shouldn't really say it, but I've seen a really good bootleg on YouTube of him in Elder Cunningham, of whatever that tour was. I can't remember what year. And him as Elder Cunningham, phenomenal.
Blows everything out of the water. I mean, Ben Platt's a joy, isn't he?
So good. And I believe that's quite near the beginning of his sort of, full-on stage career. Such a good role to be able to show someone off. It's got such the comedy chops. It's got really poignant bits as well. It's just got everything.
There's some gorgeous moments.
Got everything.
There's some gorgeous moments.
Yeah.
And he's an absolute megastar.
Yeah.
He really is. And as is Josh Gad. So I was doing a bit of research about Book of Mormon SLP, and I came across not a fact per se, because it's it is a fact, but it's not a fact that you won't be aware of, because it's when Book of Mormon opened, it actually opened in 2011. Now, to me, that the show feels a lot older than that.
It does.
It feels massively
It
older
does.
than that, and I don't know why. But then I kind of got to thinking, 2011 was 12 years ago.
Stop it.
So I always think that 2011 was last week or last year or...
Literally.
Crazy, right? 2011 was 12 years ago. Just
Chris,
that for a minute.
That's like vom-worthy. Oh, God.
Depressing, isn't it?
It is, isn't it?
God, we got a show like Book of Mormon to lift us up from that state of depression.
That's the problem. I have not thought of that in context.
Yeah,
that's
crazy.
really weird. Oh, God. No, that makes me feel a bit old, and I don't like feeling old. No, I don't like it. I don't like it. I've got... Now, I don't know if I've said this to you before. I think I might have said this to you in our old series 1 of the podcasts, right? You know, reprises, when they come in shows.
I adore a reprise.
Reprises are better than originals, in my opinion.
In almost every situation.
99.9% of the time.
Yeah.
Have you heard the Hasadiga Ibawai reprise?
What, that was omitted from the show?
It was originally, and I've seen in a stage version that I've seen, in the West End, and also a very good YouTube clip that I can share, if it's still up. A Hasadiga Ibawai reprise where it's nothing like the original song. Obviously, that's still like the big party number and very comedic.
I'm not singing the lyrics.
Yeah, well, of course.
For our listeners.
But very, very dark
In your
subject
face.
matter,
It's
but
there.
very, yeah, in
It's
your
out
face,
there.
very funny and stuff like that. And then his Hasidic Eberweib reprise is by Nabelungi, the female
lead.
protagonist.
Yeah.
And she sings this, oh gosh, I should have done my research a little bit more, but it's at this sort of point of realisation where she realises that the guys have been sort of not telling her the whole truth, and she's a bit like, oh, you know, for a huge moment of realisation. And it's the like, Hasidic Eberweib, exactly, and it's literally saying,
fuck you, God.
Exactly.
Wow.
And it's like, you gave me a dream, but it was all a lie. And it's just, honestly, Chris, I'm not exaggerating, it's one of the most heartbreaking bits of theatre I think I've ever seen.
Now that's a statement from you, SLP. That is a statement from you.
It is.
I heard and listened back to the last 5 years podcast. That is a statement. God bless you. That's amazing.
Reprises are better than originals. I'm going to say
Reprises
it.
are great.
I'm putting it out there. Whether you want to disagree with me, whether you agree.
I'm going to echo the point about the I'll Cover You reprise in Rent, which is just the greatest song ever written in any musical theatre. And that's not up for debate, by the way. That is a genuine fact.
Live in my house. We can't get into that. No. We'll cry. We'll cry.
If you like Rent, listen back to our Rent podcast.
Oh God, what a good podcast.
And what a great cocktail. I'm enjoying
What
this,
a great
actually.
cocktail. Something that I really like about, because I went to see it in the, I went to see it in the West End. I can't remember what the theatre's called. I'm not very good at remembering which theatre I'm in.
So
I know
it's
that
Prince of Wales is
Prince
where
of Wales,
Book of
thank you.
Mormon is
Yes.
at the moment.
I should be better at remembering the theatres, but I'm not. But I remember going, and it's this lovely sort of corner place, and you come out, loads of Mormons there, genuine Mormons, trying to sort of
Give
say,
you a
literally
Bible,
sort of say,
a
you
Book
like
of
that,
Mormon.
you'll enjoy the
You'll
prophecy
love
even
this.
more. I genuinely love that that's a thing.
Wow, because that never happened. I never had that experience.
not
when I
have?
went. I didn't have that experience.
I had about 3 people approach me, and I
what
thought it was great.
What I wanted to get from that is, what did the Mormons actually think of the Book of Mormon in context
About the show.
as a production?
I don't know, because I remember trying to sort of, you know, when we were saying about earlier about if you when you're watching a show, it's sometimes hard to sort of switch off the critical brain in your head, isn't it? Now I remember watching this and trying to sort of think, oh God, is this offensive? Is this going to like piss off the people who this really affects? Because I'm nothing to do with, I'm nothing to do with Mormonism, so I don't really know the things that it's delving into. But I was trying to keep on top of that. But when I was watching it, I remember thinking, you know what? It's from my brutally naive opinion, it doesn't seem to be actually slamming the religion.
Oh, it's not offending Mormons.
It's not the religion. It's kind of like just the characters and the ridiculousness of this scenario, isn't it?
It's the situation. It's a situation comedy. It's a situation comedy
sitcom.
musical. And I understand completely what you're saying.
Yeah.
In that, not in a religious context, but when I went to see Jerry Springer the Opera at the Cambridge Theatre, I was immediately, I was guffawing, I was laughing, tears were running down my face, but I couldn't help thinking, when I was looking around the auditorium, are these people offended by this? Are they? Because it's shocking to the very core.
It is very shocking.
And yes, I understand how moments of Book of Mormon could have that effect on you and I and Mormons.
Oh God,
essentially.
Absolutely. And it can really, I think I was really worried at first that it was just going to be like, oh, they're offending everyone, but actually it's
good
like,
on the Mormons for being outside the theatre
100%,
trying to push their book. Good on them, that's amazing.
Because it's sort of like, you enjoy that, you'll enjoy this.
You love this.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and
big
good
up
on them.
Mormons, that's what I say. Big up the Mormons.
I do remember when I watched this though, I was watching it with a pal of mine, and I was sort of just noting as we were sat quite near the back in the cheap seats, as you know, and about 6 or 7 couples got up during the first number and were walking out.
And left.
Literally left with the first number.
OMG.
I know.
They thought they were actually going to see a show about literally the Book of Mormon.
Wouldn't you do
happen.
a bit of research?
And I know you say
bit of
of
research
course you
before
would.
you go.
Well, of course you know it's going to be written by the same guys that wrote South Park. Otherwise, why would you bother coming to see it? But saying that about the cheap seats, the thing I like about the Prince of Wales Theatre is that it is a big West End venue with a big proscenium and this, that, and the other. But there's not that many seats.
No.
So it is an intimate space in that respect. So if you're looking at going to venues like the newly called Gillian Lynn Theatre, for example, you can book a cheap seat but have a really good view of the stage, like you can in the Prince of Wales.
Yeah.
I like going to the Prince of Wales on a whim, on a day seat ticket, to watch a decent production, knowing that I'm going to see the full set.
Because you know that you're going to get a good view no matter what.
Do you know what was really funny is I went to see the Windsors, which I don't know if you know anything about the Windsors, but it's a Harry Enfield thing, which I think was a
I've seen the TV thing.
Yes, it's great.
Oh,
so I went to see that
love
live
it.
on stage with my friends.
Hello, girls.
But this was during COVID times.
Yeah.
So Book of Mormon had come out of was in what do they call it in the theatre, in the darkness and the blacks anyway. So Book of Mormon was not happening.
No. Okay.
So Windsors took place. But they still had that glorious sort of church window proscenium from when I'd seen Book of Mormon a couple of years previous.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, oh my God, they didn't make radical changes in the set. They've kept the set intact, but it's a completely different show. And that was bizarre. But the Windsors was fabulous. It was really funny. It was laugh out loud funny.
I bet.
Didn't get well received by critics, actually. But and Book of Mormon, actually, is a bit hit and miss with the critics.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
People think that they didn't take it far enough, and I don't get that concept. I think maybe at times they could have reined it in because it is really
absolutely. I think that they've really pushed it as far as they could in some places.
I mean, especially 100%. In songs like Hasidic Evil Eye, which are just like, how can they get away with this in this day and age?
God. In fact, can I tell you something, Chris? So ahead of that, you know how we sometimes do these fun little segments and stuff? I thought, why don't I do a little segment where it's, is it a Book of Mormon lyric or not kind of thing?
Wow.
Right, but I ended up not really doing that because I found just such ridiculous lyrics that I was like,
that could be. Could be. Every one of them could be. The potential for that being a Book of Mormon lyric.
The one nice one that I found was, we're fighting for a cause, but we're really, really nice, which I thought, yeah, okay, you can guess whether that is or not. But then I just wanted to point out these other lyrics to you. I've only got 4 more. But they're just absolutely crackers. The most perfect place on earth where flies don't bite your eyeballs and human life has worth.
Only Matt Stone and Trey Parker come up with a lyric.
Of course. So these are all genuine lyrics, and it's just, I'm astounded that these are actually lyrics in the show. I'll make her beg for more as I wash her free of sin. I was blushing at my laptop.
And so were the Mormons.
I can't believe Jesus called me a dick. And my favourite one.
Hang on. Is that a lyric or is that a statement?
No, that's from Spooky Mormon Hell Dream. I can't believe Jesus called me a dick.
I'm literally crying real tears just now. Oh,
and then my last one was, now I'm going to try and say this with as straight a face as possible. I'll get rid of your AIDS if you fuck this frog. Oh, Chris.
This is musical theatre. This is the power of musical theatre.
You need a bit of Wet with Salvation in your cup.
The thing is, I don't think I need any more of this, but I'm going to drink it anyway. This is
such a bonkers musical, and I just...
It's totally bonkers.
God, if I could, I would put this on in a heartbeat, but I just know that it's not like the most accessible and respectful musical to put on.
I mean, when my mum, I know I talked about this earlier, but I took my mum to see this.
Yeah.
And I really, really was interested to hear her opinion on the show.
Yeah.
And all she could say about it, so I don't actually know how she felt about it. All she could say is, well, that was the best tap dancing I've ever seen on the West End stage. So that's all she could give me. And I was like, well, what about the themes? What about the plot? What about the songs? What did you think of Hasadiga Ibawai, for example?
I was like,
great.
who knows?
You've got a little game for us, haven't you, planned?
Oh, I have. This was going to be. Do you know? Are you familiar with Shag, Marry, Avoid?
I'm not, but tell me about it.
Oh!
Not that I'm a prude. I'm
Okay.
not a prude.
He's
I have
definitely
seen
not a
Naked
prude.
Attraction on Channel 4 once.
Blumeneck.
Never watched it again.
I'm going to give you 3 characters. You're not
Three
going to have
characters?
time to think about it. You just have to
What
sort
is
of
it?
say.
Shag, marry?
So shag one.
So one person you would shag.
One you're going to like avoid or kill, which is do that. Oh no, sorry.
No, shag, marry.
Marry. Sorry, marry.
Is the person
and then
you're gonna marry. Yeah.
Marry, and then avoid is you're going to sort of get rid of them in
Get
your
rid
life
of
for a
them.
bit.
Bin them off.
Yeah.
Right,
Let's just do the top one. Why do we do Elder Price, the I Believe, Elder Cunningham, Man Up, or Nabulungi, the leading lady?
Nabulungi. I'm gonna do- oh.
I
know this is wrong.
Don't think about it. Come on,
Well,
give
I'm
me
not.
quick.
I'm going to do it in order.
Yeah.
I'm going to do it in that exact order that you've just given me.
No
because
way.
Elder Price, I'm definitely going to shag because it's
Alright.
a hottie, right?
I believe.
Oh, I believe I
It's
would
cocky,
love to
but if you
have
can
it.
handle
Yes,
that,
it's
that's
cocky.
fine.
I'm all right with a bit of cocky. Elder Cunningham I'd marry just because he's so endearing. And even though she sings the best number in the entire show,
Nabulungi.
because of my sexuality, I'm going to have to avoid her. I'm sorry.
Dang.
But definitely shag Elder Price.
Okay.
Definitely marry Elder Cunningham, just because we'd have so much shits and giggles. And Narrabungi, I'm sorry,
Avoid.
love. Get in the bin.
Get in the bin. And on that note,
On that note, this
I wanna
podcast
say
needs to get
cheers
in the
to
bin.
you.
Absolutely shit face, but bless you for agreeing to
Cheers.
do Book of Mormon with me. I love you.
I
This
love
has been
you.
Interval Drinks, and we are the perfect combo.
Goodbye.
Just like this cocktail.
Bye.